boy. I want to talk to you.
No, you come here.
Don't hide behind that big old pimple.
Get the hell away from me, because you don't have shit on me.
You better leave my friend alone, or I'm gonna have to properly educate you on how to beat the shit out of somebody. You gonna whip your ass like you a rented mule.
If your daddy knew how stupid you were, he'd trade you in for a pet monkey.
You gotta have more than that, son.
You know, a lot of folks don't appreciate a fella like you coming up here, sticking their nose in places that don't belong.
You mean someone might get hurt?
You could be an English teacher, probably, except you don't understand plain English, do you? Get out.
I've decided I'm gonna stick around for a while. I'll just use my hands.
Mr. Taggart, would you come with me, please? As I saw you beat up 5 men, I hear that Cotton is beat almost to death. People get hurt, and you're always around.
You know who I am, and you know it. Take off.
Cuff him.
Now, you want to play this game all the way? How do you want it?
Let's go, boys.
You're under arrest. Put your hands behind your back.
The story begins with the murder of 2 federal agents. Not long after, a third agent who had been investigating pollution in Jackson County, Kentucky, is also found dead. His car is discovered wrecked in the woods, and his body has 3 stab wounds with a beer bottle placed beside him. Even with all these signs, the local police said it was just a tragic accident. Because the deaths look suspicious, the FBI sends Jack Taggart to Jackson County to find out what really happened. Jack flies in, thinking mainly about the third agent because he was his close friend, and trying to piece together how the investigation went wrong. When he arrives, he meets the town's priest, who explains everything. He tells him that toxic waste is being dumped into abandoned mines, poisoning the land and water. The locals know, but since their jobs depend on the mine owners, they keep quiet and don't trust outsiders. Jack realizes he will have to go undercover if he wants to discover anything. He stays in a small room in the church's basement and poses as a volunteer carpenter. He blends in easily, just another repairman in town.
Hey, how about if I do some fixing on your house? It won't cost you nothing.
While fixing the porch at a nearby house, he learns from the family that their son is sick. Jack uses the chance to talk to their father, who explains that the boy is suffering from a condition caused by toxic chemicals dumped into the river. Jack heads out immediately to investigate and collect samples from the contaminated water near the mines. But while testing the water, he spots a boy urinating in the river and chases him, accidentally running into a hidden marijuana field where he gets confronted by the growers.
What the are you doing here, pretty boy?
It's tough, huh? You got a pretty mouth, boy.
Jack puts all of them down very quickly and walks away, not interested in arresting anyone. The next day at church, a man from the coal mining company notices Jack and doesn't like him from the start.
I don't want to see him on my street, and I don't want to see him in my church.
That night, some thugs break into Jack's room and leave 2 rattlesnakes to scare him away. Jack traps the snakes alive and puts them in the thugs' pickup the next morning, causing them to crash. Later, as Jack walks from the store, the same thugs try again, sitting on Jack's car and ordering him to leave town.
Now, you understand what he's saying, don't you?
Someone might get hurt?
You could be an English teacher, probably, except you don't understand plain English, do you?
That's pretty plain English. Get out.
I've decided I'm gonna stick around for a while.
Jack brutally takes them down, and when the sheriff tries to arrest him, the priest defends Jack, forcing the sheriff to back off. The following day at the church, Jack meets Sarah, a young woman treated as an outcast because she was once accused, but never convicted of killing her father. Jack befriends her despite the priest's warning. The next day he helps fix her porch, but her brother Earl returns home acting hostile and jealous. When Jack leaves, Earl tells Sarah he doesn't want Jack around anymore.
Let me put it this way. I don't want this guy around here fixing anything.
The following day, Jack gives an old man a ride home. The man reveals he was the anonymous tipster who contacted the Environmental Protection Agency and started the entire investigation. He explains that Hanner Coal Company has been dumping toxic waste into an abandoned mine shaft, paying the police and several locals to stay silent. He is willing to testify. But as soon as Jack leaves him, the old man is attacked by thugs.
You know what's funny? We thought we just stopped by.
Jack later finds him badly injured and rushes him to the hospital. Outside, the corrupt sheriff and his deputies surround Jack and again try to arrest him for causing problems in their town.
I saw you beat up 5 men. I hear that Cotton is beat almost to death. People get hurt and you're always around.
Jack tries to convince them that he's a federal agent, but they refuse to believe him.
Cuff him.
You want to play this game all the way? How do you want it?
Jack quickly disarms them, gives the sheriff back his gun, and warns them to stay away. That night, Jack attends a country concert. Hanner's arrogant son tries to harass Sarah, and Jack steps in.
I said turn him loose.
Hanner sees the incident but ignores his son's behavior and instead tries to bribe Jack to drop the investigation. Jack refuses, and before leaving, he warns him that if he had anything to do with his friend's death, he'll be held responsible. Hanner then orders his son to get rid of Jack. The next day, a truck from the mining company tries to run Jack off the road. Jack survives, but the driver dies when his truck goes off a cliff. Meanwhile, the priest reveals the truth about Sarah's family. Earl murdered their father after he found out Earl had been abusing her. Later that night at the church, Earl, who now works for Hanner, sneaks in and burns down the church, killing the priest to stop Jack from digging deeper. Pretending to help, Earl tells Jack he wants to expose Hanner and asks him to follow him to the mines.
Quarter-mile in.
What's the gun for?
Just in case, huh?
Instead, Earl leads him straight into a trap set by Hanner's son and a group of mercenaries. Jack reacts swiftly, and a violent shootout breaks out. Hanner's son tries to trap Jack inside the collapsing mine, but Jack escapes as Earl and several of the hired men are killed. Later, with enough evidence gathered and Sarah ready to testify, Jack calls the FBI to send protection for Sarah. But the agents who arrive turn out to be corrupt. Jack soon realizes it and chases them. He corners them at the gas station. Jack kills one of them inside the cafeteria. Before he can shoot the last one, he decides to spare him and sends him back to Hanner with a message that he's coming for him. Jack soon discovers that his own supervisor is also corrupt and working with Hanner. The supervisor advises Hanner to surrender only for appearances. When Hanner turns himself in, he receives nothing more than a small penalty for environmental violations. Jack warns him he won't escape the murder charges. Eventually, Jack exposes his supervisor's corruption and arrests him.
Who do you think you are?
I was gonna ask you the same thing.
Let's go.
He then returns to Jackson County and confronts Hanner's son and his thugs in a bar.
Just get the hell away from me, because you don't have shit on me.
I think you really deserve to suffer.
My nose!
gotta have more than that, son.
After beating them down, Hanner Jr. finally agrees to testify against his father in exchange for dropping the charges against him. Jack then tracks Hanner Sr. to a casino. When the guards try to stop him, Jack takes them out and confronts Hanner at his table, surrounded by wealthy associates. Hearing what awaits him in federal prison, Hanner pulls a gun, but Jack shoots him in the shoulder, and he is arrested. Jack later returns to Kentucky and reunites with Sarah, bringing the story to an end. Subscribe for more dramas like this, and don't forget to like this video, it really helps the channel grow.